Alright, so today I wanted to talk about the Vancouver Canucks and go over the newest NCAA signing that they brought onto their team, 7th round pick Aidan McDonough. Because up to this point, he has not suited up for a game yet, which is okay. We're not going to go out there and expect the guy to get rushed in. Rick Tocchet did say the other day that it's more likely looking like McDonough is going to maybe play on Thursday, which is going to be tomorrow. So we'll see whether or not that happens and how well he's able to perform. I unfortunately don't think I'm going to be able to watch tomorrow's game, but either way, we'll see if that ends up happening. But what I also wanted to talk about in regards to Aidan McDonough and his story so far was this article published on Vancouver is Awesome by Daniel Wagner. Now, Wagner, pass it to Bulis, he does a lot of good work on the journalistic side of things when it comes to Vancouver hockey, and he's also active on hockey Twitter too, so I'm sure a lot of y'all who follow the Canucks social media scene are aware of Wagner and his work. But this article was one that I thought was really awesome, and the reason it's awesome is because it goes over Aidan McDonough and the relationship he actually has with the Sedins twins. Yeah, you know those guys that the Vancouver Canucks have as part of their organization still? They're helping the team practice, they're helping with the drills, throwing out passes to guys for one-timers, etc. Yeah, those two Hall of Famers have been on and off, just kind of popping in and out of Aidan McDonough's life when it comes to his development. And that's a pretty good thing to see. I'll leave a link in the description to this article, and I want you to go out there and read it because it is a pretty good piece. What I'm going to be doing is taking the transcription of some of the quotes made by McDonough and just talking about what was said here because it is very enlightening to hear. They're the nicest guys. Here's how the Sedins helped develop Aidan McDonough. The headline here said, or the sub-headline, I guess you could say, they would send me texts after games and break down the smallest, minute little details that are huge for me. Take a look at what McDonough ends up talking about in regards to the game against Vegas. Well, my parents aren't coming unless they're on a flight right now. Rick Tocchet actually said that we want to fly his parents out, so I better give him 48 hours notice. He's actually looked pretty good out there, so he will get into the lineup. There's a part of this article that goes over Rick Tocchet and his expectations for what they want to try with McDonough, etc., etc. It brings up how on Tuesday morning, McDonough was able to skate with Abbotsford Canucks skills coach Yogi Slafkovsky, as well as Daniel Sedin. Being able to work out there with the skill coach and Daniel, that's amazing, said McDonough. Wagner writes that they did some board work on Tuesday, as well as directional changes, stuff like that. It's just so much more valuable here, said McDonough, of the importance of that work along the boards compared to college hockey. Everyone's bigger, faster, stronger, and they skate better, so they close the gap. Maybe if I'm going into the corner with a guy in college, I can outmuscle him a little bit because I'm bigger or older, but here everyone is so strong. So you have to use techniques to be able to create that time and space. And of course, who else would be pretty knowledgeable when it comes to creating space along the boards than one of the Sedin twins? These guys pretty much made the outward boards their home with their cycle game, their no-look passes, and just how they were able to manipulate everybody. Crazy stuff from the Sedins over the years, and if McDonough is able to take that part of the Sedins' evasion game into his own game, then I think the Canucks may be having a pretty good prospect on their hands. But the reason this article is so awesome to me is because of the next part written about right here. The Sedins have actually been helping out McDonough all season. They've been really good with me throughout my season at Northeastern. They would send me clips and break down my game. I know they watched me all the time. They would send me texts after games and break down the smallest, minute little details that are huge for me. Daniel is not talking to me too much about my shot. It's more about puck protection and creating time and space for myself, cutbacks and things like that I think I really need to work on. And I know the Sedins have only been here for a little bit, but that little bit has been filled with so much good that it really does kind of put you in a good mood when you think about where this team could go in the future with its prospect development, as well as how the Sedins, as a duo, can push themselves into that role. It was always noted that the Sedins were brought on here to help with player development and just assist the guys in Abbotsford and Vancouver and do their due diligence when it comes to helping them create better habits. But now, learning that the prospects have also been given that sort of guidance too, all the way across the continent in Northeastern, it makes things feel very, very good. Especially when you consider, okay, are the Sedins always watching prospects from Vancouver and letting them know how they're doing after their games? Are they in contact with all these guys? And furthermore, for Aidan McDonough, this was a player that a lot of people were kind of debating whether or not he'd sign with the Canucks in the first place. So would it not be kind of strange if Aidan McDonough was playing his whole 2022-2023 in Northeastern? Let's say he has the year that he has, which was really good. He's getting all this guidance from the Sedins, and then he doesn't sign? What would have happened then? Would he have just decided, okay, well, the Sedins gave me a lot of guidance, okay, but I don't really care. I'm going to leave Vancouver and go elsewhere. I'm not going to go out there and put words or phrases into Aidan McDonough's mouth, but would it not be a lot easier to sign with a team when two of their best players ever are continuously texting you throughout your season when you're not technically committed to them? You're not a Vancouver Canuck yet when you're playing in the NCAA. You can't be. If you sign the contract, you're done in the NCAA. So the fact that he was still getting that level of guidance and appreciation and communication from guys within the Canucks organization like Henrik and Daniel, that's a pretty good thing. Like, that is so above and beyond amazing, exceeding expectations, that I'm kind of just dumbfounded here to hear that that is even the case. And I'm super happy to see it, just like so many other Canucks fans appear to be too, who had also read this article. "They're the nicest guys," said McDonough, recalling one moment that really made a difference this past year. "I played the worst game of my season and they texted me after like, hey, I liked this in the second period, you did this." And I was like, whoa, I didn't even realize that. I thought I played terribly. And so for Aidan McDonough, not only has he been a really good interview, like if you look at all the videos on the Canucks social media of them talking to McDonough and getting his thought process as to how everything has transitioned from NCAA to NHL hockey, he has a really good head on his shoulders. Like, sure, you could say he kind of talks in purple prose just like I do, but, you know, I'm kind of making YouTube videos here. It's kind of my job to talk. But for McDonough, you can tell he knows what he's talking about and he's confident in everything that he says. So that's a really good part of his personality that's able to shine through in these interviews, and him being so upfront and honest about the Sedins and how they were talking to him. It doesn't surprise me that he was able to articulate it as well as he did, but it does surprise me that those events actually did happen. Like, I'm kind of shocked in a good way that the Sedins are reaching out to prospects continuously and letting them know which parts of their games are good and what aspects of their overall performances are needing attention, stuff like that. And now it's like, okay, he's getting an up-close and personal experience being told the same things by Daniel Sedin in practice, and he's being able to take that to heart. Like, that is incredible. And there's a lot more in this article by Wagner on VancouverIsAwesome.com that is written about. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go ahead and read it. But there's some extra stuff. We didn't cover everything, but I just felt like the one individual part of the Sedins and McDonough was so cool that it deserved a video in its own right. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Aidan McDonough and his development so far, how he has been in the Northeastern system, what he may be able to accomplish in the short term and long term with the Vancouver Canucks. Obviously, he's a 7th-round pick, so the fact that he's even in the NHL in the first place, he's going to play a game, that's a pretty good thing right there. You don't normally see 7th-round picks making the league in any capacity, but for McDonough, it appears that that may be the case as soon as tomorrow. So let me know in the comments, what are you expecting to see out of him then? What are your thoughts on the Sedins and their development strategy with these prospects? And let me know how it is you feel about this role that they've seemed to embrace within the organization. I feel really good about it, but you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.